Well, Sol, great to catch up with you again. You had a good summer?
Yeah, had a lovely summer with the family. Nice little break, mental break, and back in the swing of things now.
When we last spoke, of course, that memorable afternoon against Cambridge United, has the magnitude of that achievement sunk in as yet?
You know what? It's the achievement is massive. You know, the lads from the beginning of me getting into the club and the application, the ups and downs, but the whole journey to get the guys believing that they can do this, stay up, play good football at the same time. It's a fantastic achievement. You can't describe the pain and the joy everyone went through to get, get out of the bottom and stop the whole kind of thing falling apart. We had to really kind of dig deep and get out of that bottom, and we survived. And we really appreciative of all the fans and everyone concerned with the club. It's great. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm sure you'll say that we start again now in the footballing sense. We're back on 0 points, but in terms of the momentum which we built up at the end of last season, can we take that forward into this one?
Yeah, I think you can. I think obviously we've got to learn from the mistakes, learn from how hard it was, and for us, we've got to have a situation that our pre-season is not is tampered with, and we've got to get a good pre-season under our belts, and that's key really for me. It's very important for me to have to make sure the lads have a proper pre-season and everything is looked after. If there's one place I want to, really concentrate on is now, because that will give the foundation for the rest of the team. So I don't want to compromise on anything like that, because I know how important pre-seasons are. Because I've done many of them, and we've got to make sure that's done properly. But we can bring things on with transfer things, but it's a new season, new start. And we can kind of control how we get fit in our foundations going forward. And I don't think that happened last pre-season.
We're obviously here now. We've completed the testing. In terms of the players out there today, do you feel for them in terms of did you enjoy pre-season?
I hated pre-season, but it is what it is. You've got to get fit. Some guys will be better in the beginning. Some guys will build up as the pre-season goes on. Some guys will get better after the first 3-4 games. So everybody gets fit at certain times. But the main thing is we make sure we get everybody enough kind of training and their body is kind of ready for the rest of the season, and that's very important. So that's the key really, get it right for each individual player, so then when we get into the first 3-4 games, we're kind of all coming together at the same time and kicking on.
Just looking back at some of the events over the past few weeks, there have been a number of signings and re-signings already, but I just briefly want to talk about a couple. First of all, great to see James Pearson back to renew his contract. And then, of course, after, let's be honest, what was a frustrating season for Adam Dawson, great to see him back, and he can show us what he can do now, can't he?
Yes, it's the re-signings you've said. It's great to have familiar faces and guys who got good attitude, and that's what we want at the club going forward. Obviously, Adam had a torturous kind of time, with contract-wise, and it's really nice to have a fresh, clean slate for him to kind of show what he can do. And he's a good lad as well, so that's the main thing really for us, to get these lads in, get them going, see the testing, see how they are, and we can start building from here.
And in terms of a couple of new lads, Joe Ironside comes in, of course, doesn't he, with a great track record in the lower leagues, and Jack McCourt, well, we know a lot about him from playing for Swindon Town at the Moss Rose and his last minute win last year, don't we? But again, two great signings.
Yeah. I think for us, it's important to get some fresh faces, new faces into and new energy as well. I think that's very important as well, to bring that all together. but also to kind of balance the mentality in the squad as well. It's key to bring that in as well, and then manage it. We've got to manage all these new guys and make sure they're welcome and then come in. Obviously they'll be thinking about all sorts of things, so it's up to us to bring in into the fold like a family, and we can all progress together.
The January transfer window, if you just take that back to that a minute, let's be honest, it was hectic. We were in the middle of the season, you had to contend with games, injuries, everything really. Because we're now in pre-season, can you almost like create your own team more now?
I don't think you can, I think that takes like three or four kind of transfer windows to really get your own team. I think what you can start to do is play how, get some players in and start to play how you want to play. Yes, I still have to kind of, understand we can't completely play the way I would like to play, so I've got to kind of move it around a little bit. But I think the system that we settled in the last number of games of last season, that's a good kind of basis for us. I kind of like that system, and we'll just go from there. I think for me, probably to get the whole your own team is almost 3 or 4 kind of transfer windows really.
The Silkmen fans will no doubt be looking forward to a week on Tuesday when you see your side back in action, Congleton Town. Further games will be added, of course. What are you looking at when you look at your opposition?
Well, really, for me, opposition now, it's all about fitness and getting the guys back on the pitch and getting that kind of minutes under their belts, and that's what it's all about. It's about really, we're not too worried about the opposition. It's all about us kind of getting together, what we're trying to train, how we want to play, and relationships, between the different new players and things like that. So I need to get that all, glue that all together, and this is what it's all about. All the pre-season and the games, it's gluing the kind of philosophy, gluing all the kind of thoughts that how we're going to approach games as a team, not the opposition, because that's later on. I mean, we can worry about who we're playing once the points are on the table. Now it's all about getting fit and gluing the whole guys, all the mentality together, and how we want to play, and finding out, oh, you like this and I like this, with all the new players, and that's. You've got to run through that as well. You make mistakes, but you've got to run through that to kind of get to the other side. And we've got a month to kind of do that, so it's fine.
You mentioned we've got a month to put all them preparations in place. All that's geared towards Exeter City on the first day. The fixtures were out last week. It's a difficult test, isn't it? But you've got good memories of facing Exeter City, haven't you?
Yeah, we've we lost a couple of players that we've had against them, but it's a new challenge. They'll be up for it beginning of the season. And that's why I'm very important making sure we get the pre-season right, because I want the guys up and running for that first game. They're top side as well. They were looking to kind of get out of the division as well, so they've got decent budget behind them and players as well. So it'll be a good test for us for sure. But it's all about us now and getting the right team together.
And in terms of preparations, we've been here doing the testing today. How impressed were you with the lads in terms of the results today?
Yeah, they're looking, and that's what it's all about. I think for me, it's good for them to see where they are, and then back end of the pre-season we do another test, see where they are. So it's good for them to have some type of record. So whatever happens, if they get injured or whatever, they can always drop back and say, that's where I was. That's I've been injured for say 3-4 weeks. This is where I need to at least get to, or 10% below that, and then I can kick on again. And that's, for me, obviously hearing that wasn't in place before. So I think it's good for me, but also I think it's very important for the players to know where they are as well.
And just finally, in terms of the upcoming season, have you got any aims in terms of what you would like to achieve? Because we have to be realistic. We're not a Man United and Arsenal, Man City, whatever, but we can also be optimistic, can't we?
I think for me, it's we want to be successful. We want to kind of stay in the division. I think those kind of things are fundamental, because I think the players want to keep that kind of quality going and quality opposition playing against them. So I think for us it's all about maintaining and not starting so many points down. That's key really. and also switching on from the first game, the first second. And that's what it's all about, and having that belief to kick on. And also, yeah, other teams will have bigger budgets and things like that, and I get that. But if we work together as a team and we work on certain things and we become that glue and really solid unit, then we'll give a lot of teams run for the money who have got double, triple, quadruple budgets than us. And then you just got to work harder, and that's what it's all about.
Brilliant. Best
Yep.
of luck.
Cheers.